The driver's seat is presented by Ray Reese Volkswagen and Portland's Hyundai, Portland's #1 VW dealer and Portland's newest Hyundai dealer. Now let's climb into the driver's seat on Miles Around Television.
In our driver's seat is the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. This vehicle introduced in 2002 to replace the Diablo, and it came onto the world scene as part of a video game. I learned about this car, as a lot of my friends did, by playing Need for Speed 2. When you played all the way through the game, this was the cop car that you got, and which enabled you to chase down those criminals on the track. And kids all over the world, especially me, not so much of a kid, played this game to actually achieve that goal. Now the car's gone on to win many awards and really be the cream of the crop in the Lamborghini stable.
Well, there's no denying that this is one of the best cars in the world when it comes to ultra elite supercars. I've had a chance to drive some of the best cars in the world, and this measures up on every level imaginable. We'll take a look under what is the hood here, and definitely in the interior. But first, let's start looking at that 6.5 liter V12 behind the glass.
In the engine compartment of the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640, you'll find the only open V12 engine in the world.
Well, once you pop the hood on the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640, you are greeted by what has got to be one of the most gorgeous engines ever to be displayed in a supercar. 640 horsepower out of 6.5 liters makes this car incredibly quick, 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, and incredibly fast. About 211 miles an hour is the registered top speed. Well, here I am at the front of the LP640, and there's a couple things to make sure and note when it comes to performance. One are these super sticky P0 tires, absolutely no tire wear, but they stick to the road like glue. One of the things you also have to have on a car that can go over 200 miles an hour is great brakes. 6-piston calipers on ceramic brake rotors. I mean, those are things that you see on race cars and certainly not on anybody's day-to-day cruiser. The car that can go 200 miles an hour needs great brakes. This car's got it.
Let's take a look at the exterior of the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. It's very aquatic in look, and especially this color. It has the bulbous ends here where the headlights are. And if you'll take a look, you have your 2 lights in your indicator and a fog light. Down low, you have a very low bottom front end, and this actually goes up and down like other Lamborghinis that we've looked at. And I actually felt under here earlier on. It's kind of crunchy under there. Looks like somebody didn't use that option when turning into their driveway. This is the sort of car that going down the freeway is unmistakable. Lamborghini have done a great job in making this car distinctly their own.
Well, I know one thing for sure. It wasn't me that scraped up the front end. Well, it could have been me. I get a little overzealous in a car with 600 plus horsepower. But let's talk about the one thing that's on everyone's mind when they think of Lamborghini. It's the doors. Now, it just wouldn't be a Lamborghini unless it had the gull-wing doors. Everybody from rappers to rock stars puts this sort of door on their Escalade or even their Chrysler 300. But there's one car that it came from, the Lamborghini. Now, when you get into this car, and we'll get to that in a second, you're greeted by this great interior. But no better way in the industry is there a way to get in a car by popping one of these doors. When it comes to the interior of a supercar, you're not going to find a lot of amenities that are going to make the everyday drive useful. There's no cup holders, there's no place to put your change or even your wallet, and the little stow compartment here that passes for a center console really isn't anything better than a place to put a couple envelopes. But the driver's position is a whole nother story. Now, it does have a tilt and telescopic wheel, and it has these great form-fitting seats that make you feel, well, like you're in a race car. You are. This car has an incredible view outwards, so when you're on the racetrack or driving fast, you can see everything around you. The downside is the rear visibility. Well, there isn't any. That's the problem. And of course, you get the great doors that even if you close them, you can still see out.
On the interior of the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640, you'll find a small luggage compartment up front, big enough for a small suitcase, not big enough to bring that trunk back from boarding school. Interior is entirely covered in leather, and it's all handmade, this vehicle, so everything is very precise and very Italian. come to the time in the show we're going to take a look at our 2 ups and 1 down for this, the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. My 2 ups are very similar and they are picked from a number of ups that we came up with on the vehicle. First of all, the exterior styling has got to be outstanding. The Lamborghini design studio did such a good job in making this car iconic, it's something you can recognize on its own at the end of a street or amongst lots of other vehicles. It's outstanding in so many different ways. The other up for this vehicle is down to the marketing department of Lamborghini. They did such a good job in this vehicle of making the vehicle outstanding. It was seen by millions of people in video games, on posters, in books, in movies, and it's the dream of many men all over the world as something that would go in their garage if they had unlimited amount of finances. The down for the vehicle has got to be something on the interior. Hard to find a down on a car that's as perfect as this, but the interior is fairly Spartan. The inside could do with a little sprucing up for the year 2008. I find on the inside it's a little bit plain and a little bit obvious. I'd like to see something that's a little more advanced and a lot more exciting.
Now it's my chance to talk about my 2 ups and 1 down on this, the Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. The first one's going to be kind of obvious for a supercar, the power. 600 plus horsepower, driving through an incredible all-wheel drive system. This car was built to do one thing, go fast, and guess what? It does it very well. My other up is going to be the overall styling. This car is a Lamborghini. You know it's a Lamborghini, coming or going, and the little extras on this particular model, the LP640, make it even more so. That great new front end, even though, yes, I scraped it up a bit, and all the carbon bits just make it that much more of a race car for the street. Now, the down is going to be kind of a 2-part thing. There really isn't any place to put any luggage or any place to put your cups or your change or your keys, and I guess if that's a down, I got a nitpick. The other is going to be the lack of rear visibility. Now, I know there's an iconic movie called Cannonball where a gentleman driving a Ferrari grabbed the rearview mirror, ripped it off, and threw it behind the car and said, I quote, "What is behind you does not matter." Well, in everyday traffic it does, and when I can cut off full-size sport utilities because I didn't see them, I see that as a bit of a problem. But you know what? If I owned this car, I would deal with it on an everyday basis. That completes our review of the 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. The 2008 Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 comes standard with a 6.5-liter V12 engine and 6-speed manual transmission. The base price is $318,800 and the as-tested price is $380,244. EPA city mile per gallon rating is 9. Highway EPA mile rating on the highway is 11.
The driver's seat is brought to you by Ray Reese Volkswagen. Family owned and specializing in Volkswagens for over 15 years and proudly presenting the all-new Portland Hyundai. Check them out at rayreese.com.